Hello, my name's AJ Diliberto, a 30-year financial planner and insurance agent. I've been doing health insurance since the very beginning of Obamacare, and actually even before that, but certainly since Obamacare. I'm one of those guys that actually read the law, so I know what it says, know what it said at the time, and have been helping people ever since to navigate all of the different changes and complexities, and really just helping people make decisions, what is best for everybody. And that's one thing I've taken very much pride in doing that. I too am a consumer, so again, I have the same situations as you. I've got a family, I've got higher costs, I've got to navigate all of these different things and have been doing that. So anyway, today's topic is going to be the Trump executive order and what's happening with the cost sharing subsidies. We've heard a lot about these things on the news here recently, and again, a lot of political banter back and forth. You're not going to get that from me here. To me, that's irrelevant, whether you like this or you like that. There's people on all sides of the spectrum. What's going to help you and your family is understanding the facts. How does it affect you? What is the reality of the situation? So that's really what you're going to get from me. Hopefully, as we continue to go through these videos, you'll appreciate the candor and the straightforwardness and the lack of political slant as we deliver the information. So let's start with the Trump executive order, what it does and what it doesn't do. So the main thing that it does is actually reverses something that Obama did in the last year or so regarding something called short-term plans. So there were things out there, short-term plans, that really they're designed to kind of be emergency only types of situations, but you can dial up and dial down the deductible. And it's very simple. You pick a deductible, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. Your premium depends on how high your deductible is, and you have no coverage at all until you hit your deductible, and then you have a split of whatever it is, 80-20 to the insurance company or 50-50, whatever it is, but you have a deductible that you can dial up and dial down, and the lower the deductible, the higher the premium. Very simple, and it's actually the way I think most people know insurance works, and it's what they always used to be. And but they've kind of been tucked away in the background for many, many years. And so anyway, they gained popularity. As costs started to rise, people started to look more and more towards these short-term plans. And again, I know this because I'm in the trenches of it. So even though there was a penalty to not have the Affordable Care Act policy, because there were some savings to be had in these other policies, people were electing that. So ultimately, these plans got from they were a year. You should be able to buy them for 12 months, then 9 months, then 6 months, and then really last year, or 2 years ago, Obama put the squash on that and said 3 months is all you can do. So and I got to tell you, that's that was not beneficial to the marketplace. I understand that he wanted to force people into the Affordable Care Act, thinking that the more people that are in the Affordable Care Act policies, the lower the premiums would be. But we've just not seen that happen. So maybe in theory it would happen, but it hasn't happened, and I don't know that it ever will happen. So all that really happened, really in effect, was that people who were having an option taken away from them. And so what I found with many of my clients is that they just went uninsured. So especially if they did a short-term plan, it lasted till June, and now they can't get on another plan because they're outside of open enrollment, and now they were kind of stuck to not have another plan. So anyway, I understand maybe over 5, 10, 15 years, the idea of forcing people to do certain things may eventually have a effect on the premiums. But again, you guys are paying the same premiums as me all over the country, and we've just not seen choice. We've not seen competition really enter the marketplace. And so anyway, so what that Trump situation did was removed what Obama put in after the fact. It was an executive order from Obama. So now Trump just basically reversed that and said short-term plans are allowed to come back onto the market to compete and allow people to have at least another choice. So reality was they weren't tremendously less expensive, but you just had some choices of deductibles, and maybe instead of a $400 premium, you could get it down to $300 or $250, something like that. And again, that $150 is a meaningful amount for a lot of people, paying $400 for a high deductible plan versus $250 for a high deductible plan. So anyway, so that's just a situation of choice. So that's one of the things it did. And other things it did were more theoretical, encouraging people to, business owners to be able to join associations, maybe cross state lines, which has really never been allowed before. So whether or not that's going to actually happen or not, who knows? He put it out there. Basically, he's saying that he wants there to be competition. There may be a law that either says that that's allowed or not allowed. But again, at this point, nothing that's going to affect anybody for 2018, so it's not really anything worth talking about on this video. But something that if you're interested in it, something for you to just kind of pay attention to. Now, separately than that, there's been a lot of publicity about Trump removing the cost sharing funding for the cost sharing aspects of things. So people don't understand that there's two aspects to the Affordable Care Act. One was the actual subsidies, which is a reduction of your premium. And then the second thing was cost sharing, there were 3 silver level plans that at certain levels of income actually reduced the benefits, so that instead of a $35 copay for your doctor, it might have been $3 or $6 or something. So every state's a little bit different, but they had these different tiers called Silver 84, 87, Silver 94, and Silver 73. So they basically were like the silver level plan with some changes that basically reduced the cost. So anyway, he just decided that was not going to be funded. And so I know in California, and again, this is going to be different in all 50 states, so maybe it has applicability to you or not, depending on which state you're in. But in California, they're leaving all of the cost sharing as it is, and they've just increased the premium using a surcharge. So because of how the law works, this, again, not to get into a lot of details, but basically that additional premium is really just going to be paid by the government anyway through the subsidy program. The advanced premium tax credit is what they call it. Some people call it a subsidy, but it's just going to be paid by that. So if instead of $400, it's $450, that's essentially going to be paid by the government because someone's premium at that level of income is based on their income. So it really doesn't matter what the premium cost. They're going to pay a certain amount. That's a formula. And then anything above that amount is going to be the government to pay. So whether that additional amount's $100 or $500 or $1,000 doesn't really matter. The government's going to pick up that part of it. And in California, at least for 2018, they're going to keep the cost sharing plans, the benefits, the same. So again, if you're a consumer in California and you have the Silver 87 plan, you're going to have the same benefits as you've had. Your premium's going to be a formula based on your income and all those things. So again, there may be some slight effects, and we haven't seen all of the details of all of the plans yet. But by and large, at least conceptually, not going to be a meaningful difference for California as regards to that. But in other states, it may be. So again, I'm not a fan of that. So anyway, so that's basically what we're talking about. So feel free to private message me if you got any specific questions on your deal. If you're in California, you need some help with your health insurance, go ahead and private message me, and just again, we can start a dialogue that way. If you've got other comments that are not political, you can go ahead and post them here, and we can talk about, again, the facts of the situation. Anything that's politically charged, I'm going to delete, because this is not about politics. This is about us figuring out and helping each other as a community. So let's say that maybe you have an agent who suggested something, or you have an idea, or you're an agent yourself and you have some idea of what somebody may be able to do to better protect themselves. Those are great conversations that we can have and really have a good conversation about helping other people. Again, political things, let's just put that to the wayside here, and let's band together and try to help each other make the best decisions possible. AJ Diliberto signing out, and we'll have more videos to come.